Good morning, everybody. This is Stacy Turner with DMOpro. We're so glad that you're here and joining us. Patty, I'm going to remember to mute everyone. I think it says that, but we're all good. So if you want to talk later, remind yourself to unmute there. I'm so excited that you're here joining us this morning. I know it's been a crazy last couple of weeks. And so I was chatting with Alita yesterday, and we were like, oh, what should we talk about? And I was like, how about the elephant in the room that everyone's kind of confused about and maybe frustrated and not sure where we're going? And she said, yes, but you've got to readdress events. And so I want to start with that. And I want to give you guys some encouragement because I've been doing events and we've been getting orders. People are still interested in Juice Plus. They have no idea what's going on with IT. They're clueless as long as we don't talk to them about it, right? They don't need to know. It's our job to clear that up. So we can still lean into that excitement that we have about Juice Plus. So even if you're not feeling excited about the IT side of things, which totally understandable, there's not a whole lot of excitement to be had at the moment about it. It's going to be okay, and we're going to get through this. And it's starting to I'm starting to see less and less issues coming up. So I think we really need to be patient over the next 60 days. And I know we would all like to think, oh, this week it's going to be fixed. It's a lot of issues. And I want to give you some reasoning behind it. And then I'm going to talk about the events and kind of what I saw happen that was really positive. So this made sense to me. I've told you guys this before. Give me the why, help me understand the reason behind something. I'm much more compliant. I'm less fussy. Like I'm gonna go along a lot better, right? So let's just talk about, like, why did we have to have this transition? Because this is something I'm thinking you guys already understand this and know this, but as we're addressing team that comes to us with issues, it's really important that, one, we stay positive, right? As leaders, you always keep the positive going down line. So you transfer positivity down, negative only goes up. That's kind of been across the board that's talked to us since I started. So wind up is what we had been told, never wind down. Like, you don't fuss to your team. You got to stay positive, encourage them, give them tools and resources, take on the trouble if you can, apologize. That's what leaders do, right? Leaders do that. People that are not leaders they're the ones that are uninformed. They don't know what's going on. They don't read the material that's been passed down to them. They just complain, they fuss, they talk to sideline or to their downline, and they're grouching about it. They're not happy. It's just they haven't learned one of those skill sets of leadership. Is a great book that talks about that is Leaders Eat Last. If you guys ever heard that book, and that's what he talks about. Like, leaders don't go to the front of the line and eat first because I'm the leader of this team. You wait till the very last. You give up every seat. You make everybody in the room comfortable first. You're the last one because your job is managing crowd control of, attitude of everyone and just the atmosphere and the energy in the room. So it's the same thing when we're talking with our teams. It's not that we have to just be like, everything's fine, everything's okay, there's no problems, and we don't listen. We actually lean in and listen. And I heard a message from I can't think of his name right now. Danny, I want to say his name is. And he was saying, think about how confusing and frustrating it is if your internet's not working and you send emails to the internet company. I don't know if you don't have email, how that works, but like, you're trying to get help, right? And you just get these responses back, and there's like, it's super vague and it's not helpful, which may be kind of what we're getting back with from Juice Plus right now, is they're shifting things through, and you get frustrated. Our customers are going to be frustrated with that. That's not what we're used to, right? Juice Plus is not typically that way. Our customer service is top notch, and this feels different to us because this isn't how it typically is, and it won't always be this way. But if you just keep emailing and you get very vague answers, you're like, what is going on, right? So if people are not able to call in to the company and get the answers they're wanting, they're going to start calling upline. And as leaders, that's our job. So we're not saying, oh, it's fine. No, everything's okay. Everything's okay. We are trying to hear them out, because even if you get on the phone finally with someone from the internet and they're like, I know, we're so sorry. We had some down power lines. There was an accident. It took out this whole power station. I don't know, I'm making this up. And it, blew out all of these transformers, but we're working on it. We've got crews on it. Thank you so much for your patience. You're like, oh, okay, I get the why behind that. I heard somebody heard me, and they've got solutions on the way. They're working on it, and they apologized. They owned it. So that's what leaders do. We own this. Like, it just is the way it is. Did you hear that was from top down? Travis at conference, he owned these problems that weren't his. He didn't cause this. This was 10 years of honestly just a neglect of not switching over to an IT system. This should have been happening a decade ago, but they knew it was going to be a mess and nobody wanted to take on the project. So along the way, there have been coding patches put into the back system, something none of us have any idea about, right? But you remember there were outages on the old website. The website was down. They were updating the website. We were having issues with it. It could not stay the way it was. And the people that were working on it were doing their best to put these patches on it. Think of it that way, through coding that would be a workaround to the problem of that old coding system that was there. And so when they moved it to this new coding or new system, this was a company, Exego, that's what they do. They take legacy MLN companies and they move them to new platforms and systems, back office systems. Like, that's what they do. So it's not like Juice Plus is doing this in-house, and it's not like they didn't find somebody that already had those skills. That's, if you look up Exego, that's what their whole point of that business is. And taking legacy or antiquated or old MLM company systems and moving them into the everyday world now. Okay. So one of the things that happened is they had things set up and they knew how the coding was supposed to transfer over. As they transferred the information, those patches, those workarounds were there. Nobody knew that they were there. Like, little coding systems had been put in at this time. And then, 6 months later, a coding system and patch had been put in here in this place and this one. These little workarounds that in transferring, those patches were removed, but the break was still there. The code was still broken, or that patch just didn't translate into the new language of this new software system. Does that sort of make sense? So it wasn't like they weren't prepared for this. There was just a lot unknown, and a lot of those workarounds messed up as they transferred over. I think maybe we weren't prepared knowing that this was coming. And how could we, right? Like, not everybody could know that. And they were surprised. There were things that they knew at corporate. Okay, this is going to be a rough transition. I was kind of talking to some of them and they were like, it's going to be rockier than everyone thinks. It's not going to be just a needed switch over and everything's fine the next day. That's what we would all love, right? But it just doesn't work that way perfectly every time. And so those patches caused problems as it moved over. Well, then they had to dig through the coding system. Why didn't that transfer? Why did some of the shipments ship on the date that the payment was supposed to collect? It didn't all of them, so why some of them? So they're having to dig through the coding in the background and find those patches, remove them, fix them, like whatever that is, that broken system coding that then fixes the problem so it doesn't keep happening. So the delay in the shipments had to do with that as well, because then they had to stop all of the shipments going out, and they were looking, is there missing product in this Healthy Starts order? Because that was some of it. Was it really supposed to ship on this day, or was it supposed to be just like one order and it wasn't supposed to ship? It was just supposed to collect the payment. Was there omegas and berries and only omega shipped? And that's why they stopped everything to try to manually figure out each order. Was it correct and was it right? And there were already shipments that had gone out that weren't. Then you have this long delay and you have customers and team members that are irritated, right? Like, we want our Juice Plus. We're all kind of like demanding, give me my Juice Plus, because we don't want to be without it, which is good. That means our customers don't want to be without it too. They're having a great experience. I just briefly saw somebody said it's like when you're remodeling the house. Have you ever started a project? Oh my gosh, it snowballs fast. Like, you take off the backsplash. Oh, well, look, there's termite evidence. What do you mean? Oh, look, there's mold. You have to have the whole house, mold modification. Oh, the cabinets have to be replaced. Like, before long, you're like, I was wanting to replace the light switch cover and we're $20,000 in, right? So that's kind of the back history to that. I don't know if that helps you guys understand that a little bit better, to give them a little bit more grace, but really to understand our job as leaders is to take on, the responsibility of the frustration for our team. I'm not saying that's easy. I walked into my mom's house last Friday afternoon. It was 5:30. I had dealt with a lot of issues all week. I walked in, we were going to dinner, and I said, I don't want to talk about Juice Plus anymore. And she was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Like, there's got to be something really bad if Stacey's saying that, right? Like, she knows me. She's been with me this 21 years. And I was like, I'm just weary. And, I was just kind of telling her some of the things. She was like, oh my goodness, it must be bad if you're saying that. And I was like, it's going to be fine. I'm just full, right? Like, my cup was full. I didn't have anything. It was empty, really, because I had just been trying to be the positive and pour that back out. And then I had a team member send me a message. It's been multiple. I'm done. I'm quitting. I don't understand. I just think I want to go live my life on a beach somewhere. And I'm like, me too. Let's go. Like, when are we leaving? And so I just called her and said, hey, I understand, like, it's frustrating, and tell me what your issue is. And she told me, and I said, okay, that's fixable. We can get that fixed, and I'll fix it for you. Give me the information. I'll call in. I'll be the one to get that fixed for you. I don't want you to be frustrated. Like, I would rather me be frustrated and calling and sitting on hold for 6 of my team members than 6 team members frustrated sitting on hold. I will take that, because that's what leaders do. I can manage it. One, my paycheck is higher, right? I have way more patience because my paycheck can carry the weight of that frustration. I've had more experience in this company. I know this is not permanent. It will not stay this way. It won't. It's going to get fixed. It's going to be okay. I can take the weight of that frustration. So who on your team can you take the weight of that? When I look at it from that point of view, I can handle way more. If I just think of it as darts that are being thrown at me in some sort of attack, I'm going to get really frustrated. I'm not saying that there's not a limit that you can take. There is. But like, when my team member called me, I said, look, I get it. I just told Jarrett, like, last night, I'm done. I said, I'm done. I quit, and I fired myself. But yet today I'm back at it again, right? Like, it's okay to step away for a second. And she said, and I said, you know what? You're fired. You're fired. You can stop working today. You're fired. And she said, well, I don't have the authority to fire you, so you're resigning. And I was like, fine, then I'm resigning and you're quitting. And okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And she's like, okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow. So it's fine to have that moment of like, I'm done. Just how quickly can you rebound out of that? That's the resilient side of leadership. It's a learned process. It's a mindset. It's a skill set that you develop. It's a choice to not stay in that negativity too long. And if you can get on the phone with your people, let them be heard, right? If they're not feeling heard and they stay in that frustration will go down towards their customers. And if they have any other team members, if they can talk to you, if they can understand a little bit behind the scenes, if they can just get some encouragement and they just feel heard. Sometimes we just want to feel heard, and then we're okay to move on. So I'm hoping that helps you guys a little bit. right? We've got some great resources that have been passed down to us from D. Lucas. I have a boards page that I kind of compiled information. If you're feeling, I don't know what's going on, I have no idea, I'm going to tell you why. Because you've decided to stay in that mindset and stay sitting here in the unknown. You know how you figure it out? You know how you know how to place an order? When you have somebody that's ready to place an order. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I got to learn how to place this order. Okay, where do I go? What do I do? And then you start looking at the resources and you read through it and you figure it out. That's what leaders do, right? We don't always have to just be fed and told exactly what to do. We go out and seek the information. There are leaders above you that have pulled that information together in a very palatable way that's easy for you to sift through and find those answers. And you don't have to have kept up in all of the Voxer chats. I mean, I'm telling you, the NMDs and all of the Voxer chats that they're in, there's all these pieces of information. Dee has taken all of that and put it into one. It's beautiful. And she keeps updating it. Campbell Team Board under news, they have a whole section there of all the little updates and all the things. Like, you're going to have to dig in a bit. But once you do, you start to realize, okay, yes, it's new. It's different. I don't like it. I may be questioning why they do it this way. I had to stop saying that. I can't answer that. I do know that things will be shifted forward. Like, we're going to see all the frustrating things. A lot of those are going to be let go. I really think they're going to be turned back around. They're going to give us some more control of stuff. Like, I fully believe that. So just be patient in this process. Stay in activity. If you're not in activity, it's going to take time to build momentum. And let me give you an example. I did a sourdough class last night. It had been, the last one was before the wedding. So it was end of August that I did the last sourdough class. Yesterday, I had 4 people there. Guys, I'm usually booked like 12 with a waiting list. When you stop the event, you lose the momentum of the excitement of the conversation of the person that's ready to come to the next event. And it's also, you lose your excitement, right? Like, you start to lose some of your confidence, and then it's a little bit harder to do that next one. If you don't have an event on the calendar, you're going to sit in this spot and you're going to just wait until everything gets worked out. I don't recommend it. You can, but there's going to be a delay, because we already know there's cycles within our business. This is a great month. This is a great month for orders. People are already going to start thinking about New Year's resolutions. They're already going to start thinking about that, especially next month. That really starts to kick into people's heads. Do you want your name to be at the top of their list when they're thinking of, what am I going to do this year? Are you doing events that are adding value to them, that are making life easier for them? The chop and swap is a great one. We talked about that last week. Salad in a jar. All of those, like healthy meal prep events, those are easy to get people there. You're a resource. You're giving them an easy way to start eating healthier. Those are excellent. Like, just do one. I'm begging you guys to stay in activity, because I don't want you to be frustrated come November, December. You've got to start the conversation now to get the results 3 months from now. You've got to start the activity to get the paycheck you want 3 months from now. If you sit and wait for all of this to sift out, you're going to be frustrated even more 3 months from now. You're not going to be more solid in it. You're not going to understand it more. It's not going to be easier, because you're going to have to relearn it at that time anyway. Just step into motion. Trust that you have upline. You've got me. You've got us here on this group. You've got sponsors above you. Someone's getting paid to help you. Find them. Go find them. They will help you. I promise. There's 5 people above you being paid. Go talk to those 5 people until you find the one that will give you the help that you need. They owe that to you, and leaders understand that, and they will work with the workers. If you're in activity and you are moving forward, they want to help you move forward. It doesn't matter how deep you are in that team. We will do that with you guys. So stay in activity. Don't get complacent. Don't wait until everything is shifted out and just a soft landing. I had an event Saturday. I had two people that came. One of the girls was ready to order. I just went to stacyturner.juiceplus.com on her phone and I walked her through it right there on the phone. She put in her order and it was done. It was easy. It was just as easy as filling out an order form. We just got it done right then. I didn't just send her home with a link. Don't send people home with a link. I help them fill it out. Like, okay, let's do this. Procrastination is not a good thing. We all know that, and we're all guilty, and so is everyone else. Why would I make it easy for somebody to procrastinate? No. So if I don't have that order form, then we're going to get right in there and we're going to place that order together. I said, let me just show you how. There were 3 different people ordering. We were just helping all 3 of them at one time and answering their questions, giving them the next step and walking them through that. What if you haven't? What if you don't have somebody that's ready to place an order? Place an order for yourself. Order some Luminate. Order another box of Shake, even if it's a one-time box of Shake, whatever it is. Place an order for yourself so that you can get comfortable with that. That's your landing page. You can send people right to that, and then they're able to navigate through your website and order. So that's a good thing, right? That's an easy thing to do. If you're going to build a cart, you need to not be in your stacyturner.juiceplus.com site. That's your landing page. You want to be just on juiceplus.com. You add the things they want to the cart. Then at the end, it says view cart, and then it says share this cart. You click that button and you put your email address so it ties back to you, and then copy the link and you send that to someone. You could do that at an event. As soon as they get that link, then they fill out the information, they create an account, and they're good to go. And do that right there with them. We've had multiple events now where that's exactly what we did. We got orders. We're just walking them through the website. And we're not walking them through I walked them through the order form. I said, I showed it to them. Nobody filled it out, but I walked them through the pricing and helping them decide what they wanted. Once they knew that and they were ready to order, I just said, okay, everybody go to, these guests are with Kim. So you're going to go to kimrutherford.com, help them out with that, Kim. And then I was working with the gal that I was helping, and we got the orders, and it wasn't that hard. And the orders went into the right place. So there were glitches at the beginning that were kind of messing those orders up. They get fixed, right? It's fixable. Juice Plus is going to help us fix them. There is a way around it. It's frustrating to have to stay on the phone. I understand that. I do get that. I'm not minimizing that. But here's the thing, guys, and I really want to say this. Last week, there was another MLM company that went towards affiliate only. And I know for a while, there were a lot of people talking affiliate Juice Plus language. A true affiliate company doesn't have downline built into them. You have a link that you send out and people order. It's for influencers on social media, do really well with that. People with a great following. And it's more of just a link. Somebody orders from that. It's embedded into people's websites. There's affiliates in 1,000 different things that you probably don't even realize that you clicked on some link and affiliate somewhere got paid for that. It's sharing a product, a company, or whatever it is with somebody else, and then you get a cut for that, okay? Has nothing to do with downline. Our Tower Garden switched to that. We don't get points for that. It's not going to business. We're not building team under the Tower Garden. It's simply links that people can order and you still get a percentage of that. It's a different business model. And one of the companies that's a pretty big company switched over to that. And I have friends that were in that with Beachbody and like the Beachbody coaches and Shakeology, all of that.
Bodhi, I think. I think it's called Bodhi.
Say that again.
Bodhi, Bodi, I think it was called.
It could
That's
be
part of Beachbody.
okay. So they
Yeah.
went to affiliate marketing only. So it's a different type of business model. And there were concerns because Rodan and Fields have switched to that. There's been some pretty big companies lately. And the CEO, Travis Garza, he did a message back in May and he told us that's not the direction we're going. So there's a lot of kind of rumors out there. Well, maybe this is the direction that Juice Plus is going. If that were true, and it's not where they want to go, right? We know that because they just invested a ton of money in this Exigo back office that is for MLM partners only. It has nothing to do with the selling side of Juice Plus, which is the juiceplus.com side of things. This back office is for us. Why would the company invest in a back office for partners if that wasn't the direction that they were wanting to go, right? Here's our responsibility as partners. This is what we have to take on. If we don't want our company to have to go to an affiliate marketing, we have to be the marketing. That's the whole network marketing. Like, we have to market through the networks around us. We ask for all these things. Give us the videos, give us a website. We want better social media presence. Okay, all of that is marketing and all of that costs money. So are they going to have to pay all of that and pay all of us? Like, let's do our job. Here's how we help keep the Juice Plus company in the network marketing range that we like, because we build a team. That's where your paycheck is going to come, is from building a team. That's the cloning of yourself and the networking of people that you're able to reach and help thousands more because you build a team. It multiplies your time, it multiplies your paycheck, it multiplies your impact. Team is where you want to head. I want to stay with a network marketing company because of that team aspect to it, not an affiliate. I really don't. So if we want to stay in that realm and that business model, it's up to us, guys. We do the work. Let's do the work. Let's do what we can on our end, not sitting back complacent, but strongly moving forward in confidence, knowing things are going to get work figured out. There's a workaround. We'll find a way. Know the information so you're placing orders correctly. Get into action. Stay into action. Start an event. Put something on your calendar. Just something. Some event. 4 events. I would say 4 events, not just one. Like, get some events on the calendar. Get excited about it. What do you love? What side of all of this health and wellness do you love? Lean into that. Do some of those events and have fun with it. And don't get stuck in fear. That small thinking, that small mindset will keep you small. It will keep your paycheck small. And if you don't know what's moving you, like keeping you from moving forward, what's holding you back, if you've never really addressed that with someone, maybe the trauma resolution work that I do would be something you're interested in, reach out to me. That's a whole different level of things that I do, but it can be massively helpful in moving somebody forward when you're unlocking what's got you stuck, because most likely what's got you stuck in one area is got you stuck in some other area. It's multiple areas that are kind of staying in the same cycle. Take the time to dig into that, figure out what it is, and enjoy that process of discovery and leadership. So I'm gonna stop talking. I know I only gave you guys 2 minutes here. I hope that was helpful to you guys. Again, I'm not saying nobody's frustrated with this, but how long and how deep do you sit in that frustration? It's up to you. It really is. Make a choice to step out, step into action. Let's just move forward in positivity and confidence that it's going to get worked out. And there's people here to help you make sure that we've got all month to move orders or get them moved or whatever, right? We're not talking the 29th of the month. So we've got time, there's space. Just get into activity, learn it as you go. It's all going to be okay. It's all going to be all right. Okay. Any big pressing questions? Anything that I missed? Patty, we got it?
Amazing. Everybody needs to hear this call, Stacy. That was phenomenal. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I have a question. I don't know if I tuned in late. But on the back office, are we able to see when customers' orders are shipping or just when their payments are
Great
coming up?
question. Right now, no, it will happen, right? And sometimes you'll see orders that says order date and it's like September 9th. It really wasn't an order date anyway. It was when it switched into the new system. So don't worry about that. I would say go back to your preferred customer genealogy report that you got on August 24th. Okay, not the 31st of the month. It was August 24th. That's the most accurate. And if you're like, I've never gotten any emails from Juice Plus, somebody in your upline has that report. I promise you, they can snapshot and screenshot you, your customers, and that will have next ship dates. There's a column on to the right of that paper, and it will tell you the next ship date. So then I just went to that list and I found all of my Octobers, and I've been reaching out to them. So preferred customer genealogy report that was shipped to you on August 24th. It was emailed to you. Sorry, not shipped to you. It was emailed to you August 24th. Right now, we cannot see next ship dates in our office. We will.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And if I have someone who was trying to activate an account and never got the link, do I call the company to straighten that out? I have someone who's been on hold for hours trying to figure this out and very frustrated.
Yeah, so there is a workaround with that. If the activating their account isn't working, check, is that really where they've been getting emails from Juice Plus? Are they using the email that they continually in the past had gotten emails alerting them about their Juice Plus orders? Because sometimes like I have multiple emails, right? So I think, oh, my Juice Plus orders were on that because they all come into the same email. Well, I had 2 different emails. So I would have to make 2 different accounts because your email is the activator. That's the connecting point to your orders. Your account is within that. So are they really using the correct email? Is it the email that they got emails before the switchover from Juice Plus about those orders? And then second, if the activate the order isn't working, have them try the reset the password, because sometimes that's working instead. Did that still not work for her?
She said it wouldn't let her reset the password, and she tried calling and was on hold for a long time. She said she might owe a back payment, but she doesn't know. So she's just really confused.
Yeah. So in that case, I tell my customers, let me call it in for you. I'll do that for you. And then I make a list of the calls that need to be done or the fixes. And then I do the callback feature. So when it gives you the option to call back, call early in the morning. When it says call back, use that option. Wait until the lady says at the end, goodbye, then hang up, because people are hanging up too quickly. I've always gotten a call back, so I haven't had a problem not getting it. So see if you can take that on for her. But I would really have her double check, is that the email address she had been getting emails from in the first place?
Yeah, because she only uses one email.
And then you can have her try Chrome instead of Safari. So a different
she might be doing it on her phone.
Yeah, that's another one. Try to do it on the computer, clear the history, because cookies are the that's the messaging back and forth. That's like the programming side of things that's tracking links. So try clearing the cookies. That could be of help too. I know I'm always irritated when someone on support tells me that, for anything. I'm like, oh, clear cookies. Like, I did that, I did restart and it's still not working. So I would say just try to take it from her now. What can you do to take this on from her so she doesn't stay in a frustrated place? Can you send her a gift? Can you offer, a reimbursement of the payment? Like, I'll do anything for my customers, right? I love them, especially for team. Like, don't stay frustrated. What is it that I can do out of that? Send her a gift card and thank you for, her troubles, whatever it is to help ease that for somebody else. So
I gave her my deep relief roller because she hurt her back.
Perfect. She's taking care of her. She's gonna like that. All right. Anyone else? Alita, did
I just was going to mention, I mentioned on the NMD chat this morning, a lot of people are having trouble getting in the hub. So you can access the hub from your back office. However, if you notice with a lot of other platforms, it's this way also, that if you go in to put your credentials in there, your email and your password, and it populates in yellow, you have to back out all the details and re-type it in. People are not doing that. And that's a security measure. And so with some other platforms, you could just back out the last letter, but it comes in yellow. It has to come in white. You put, you know, litacamille@gmail.com. You put that in again and your password again, and then it will work. A lot of people are forgetting that. So I just wanted to mention that here.
That's a good one. And here's another thing. If you have an elderly customer that they're just not going to take care of their order, right? Like that would have been my 90-year-old grandma. She didn't even have an email. We wouldn't have, I think we used my email then, but had she had an email, had she had an account, like there would have been no getting her on the computer, right? And there was not even ever a computer in her house. So if you have somebody in that situation, you can help activate their account. They're already a customer. You activate their account. Maybe they have somebody, if they're not local to you, like go to their house if they are. If they're not local to you, talk on the phone to somebody like their daughter or their grandchild. And when you go to activate their account, and then they go in and they have to choose a username and password. Their username is always going to be their email. Make their password their email and just capitalize the first letter. So then you just put it in your notes somewhere with your customer. This is her username and password is her email, just like on the in your contacts on your phone in the notes section. And then just make sure that that first letter is capitalized because it has to have a capital letter and a symbol. That's going to be the @ is the symbol. And then you can go in and help her with her order. Then you can log into her side. If she gives you permission to that, you can go help her with that order. If you have parents that are the same way, they're just not going to get on there and manage their own accounts, do that for them. That's totally fine. If you have a new customer that you're placing their order and they're like, I don't want to ever manage their account, or they're an elderly person, same thing. Either use your email so it comes into your account and you can see it anyway, or use theirs and use their username and password is the same thing as their email. So just be smart about your workarounds. What would help you to help them do that? Okay.
Stacy, I have a question. So
Yeah.
when you do that, they're going to get the link into their email. Do they forward that to us then?
I would just have them, like if they're really not tech savvy, they probably don't have an email anyway. But if they have an email address, they can get to their email and they can click on the link and then just have them set that password. If you're there with them, you can help them. If you're talking to one of their family members, just walk them through that. Okay, make the password their email address because they get to choose that. Does that help?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just did that yesterday with a lady who's, I think she's 87 and she's been a rep of mine for like 20 years. And she has macular degeneration. She can't see emails at all. So I activated her account and then her son can get into her account. And I said, put this, her password was something very simple like surf. So I added, because I didn't know if they were accepting our old passwords, I added like 143. And I said, use that and go in and do it. He called me and goes, okay, what do I do now? I said, fine, I'm done. You can go now. I mean, then I helped her. So there are certain people that you do a workaround and you're able to help. Somebody who's been a rep of mine for over 15, 20 years, of course I'm going to help them.
Right.
And it's just, and then she usually calls me and says, can you order this or order that or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
And so she was extremely frustrated. But when we had this opportunity to send her a link, you could definitely, I'm glad you brought that up, Stacey, because that's a really big help to just go in, hit activate, put their email in, goes back to their email, and then you can create your own. I mean, I have one I said, your password's Alita 143.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to remember 100 different, and then I put them in their contact, put it in their contact in my phone, their login and their password. So I always have it.
Yes. Thank you, Alita. Tap, what you got?
I just want to share a concern about putting a customer in under our email. If ever there's a time when the company is splitting out how much volume we have as customers versus our personal volume, that's going to be their key, and all those customers are going to count only as your personal orders.
I think it's so few and far between. That's like the extreme option to put them as our email address, right?
Yeah, I'm just throwing
So-
up the flag that I think twice. I think there's value in getting that set up in their email if you can just get them to forward you that first link.
Yeah, that's great, Tap. Thank you. Great reminder. Tanya? Your hand was
Stacy.
raised.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to thank you for always shining your positive light. We really appreciate it. But a couple of things I wanted to mention. Number one, about the companies that have gone to affiliate. That's really an opportunity for us because these are all people that need what we have, right? So as we, are talking about this and we're excited about it, we're going to be drawing people in. But here's the most positive part about that. The new people that are coming in, new partners, they don't know what the old system was like. So this is all new for them. So as long as we stay positive, we stay in the light, they don't know what was. So those are two really positive things going forward to help us build team and find, new people to spread hope. So
Yeah.
to point that out.
Yeah, absolutely. And they may not be ready right now to have the conversation because they're irritated that their, business just got dropped. But then again, they might be like, all right, I know this business model works and I'm ready to lean into that. I just took my friend to lunch and just let her talk and I just listened, right? She's a customer of mine. She's had a couple of referrals. Of course, I'm going to build into that relationship. Of course, I'm going to be there to support her. She's my friend, but I want her to see like there's room on this side too. Like we would love to have you come and join us. So, all right, this is getting long, so I'm going to let this go. Thank you guys so much for joining. Of course, I'm going to send this recording out. You guys are welcome to share that around if you felt like that was helpful. Thank you everyone for your input. Let's stay positive, get into action. Let's move forward. And we got this, guys. We got this.